Hello, my name is Jeff Jamillo, and today I'm going to talk about seeds and food for thought. Seeds are things that actually get kind of put into your head by external forces. Very similar to food for thought. Food for thought is ideas that are put in there, not just a word, but an idea. They happen because usually your higher self or your spirit team wants you to know something's going to happen or something's going on, or possibly even test you on something. See what your reaction is. It's probably easier for me to give you an example. And the example I'm going to give you is a dream I had. Just to add some context, my prior girlfriend was 20 years my junior. When we broke up, I was devastated, and I vowed actually not to ever date anyone younger than me again. So it was kind of like, no, God, I want nothing to do with this. Done. No. I'd rather be alone at this point, because really, I'll be honest with you, I largely trust people in my age group either. They have a tendency to want to try to kill you for money. That's insane. Not putting that out there, but I'm just saying, there's general trend for that. So regardless, it was like, well, I guess I'll be alone. I got a dog, it'll be fine. I'm going to get a dog, that's fine. So I had this dream. And this dream horrified me on so many levels. And let me tell you the dream. And I said I had to make sure I give you the context of what it was about. It wasn't about my ex-girlfriend, but as I said, I vowed not to want anything to do with a younger female than myself. I'm in my 50s, so I want nothing younger at that point. So I have this dream about me lying in bed. I'm sleeping, and I open up my eyes. So I got my covers on and everything. And basically, I look over, and I see, laying next to me on the opposite side of the bed, a young lady, what appears to be a minor. She has pajamas on. She's laying there all, not under covers or anything. I could see the color of the clothes she had on. She had tan pajamas, what appeared to be battleship pattern on it, like little battleships as a little pattern. I come to think about it, and I go, that probably wasn't a battleship. That actually probably was the state of Kentucky, the shape of the state of Kentucky. So could be either one. Regardless, actually, I don't think it has any bearing. Maybe that this person was from Kentucky. Either way, my first reaction was not a good one at all. It was, oh my God, what the hell? Wrong direction. Oh my God, what the hell? So I was just going off. I said, it's not like I was friends with God at that point, or actually was even started moving into God's position. I was just like, whoa, what the heck is this? I go, this is not good. At this point, it's like, okay, I like my ex, at this point, like, maybe I'm starting to get these pedo kind of things here. It's like, this is not right at all. I go, no, I don't want nothing to do with this at all. And I literally bashed myself for like an hour or so. And I was getting more and more frustrated. Let's just say that was a seed. And that was a seed to see my reaction. And as you could tell, my reaction was pretty negative. Really, it was a no-go. No-go. It didn't matter what anyone was going to throw my way. That is not happening. No. Uh-oh. No. Okay, no. I'll be honest with you. I'd probably commit suicide before I would actually go do that. I said, no. That's no. It's like, okay. And it literally bothered me. About an hour or so later, I calmed down a little bit. I go, okay, this can't be right. I go, this doesn't make any sense. I said, okay, let me think of something else. I go, it's like, no, I can't sleep. Just get up and get out of bed. It's like, okay, and then it occurs to me, and then something pops in my head. It's like, okay, relook at the situation. And I go, I look and I go, yeah, I'm sitting next to a young girl. How creepy is that? Like, and I keep going, I keep circling. It's like, no, relook at the situation. Why me? Okay, so now I relook at it and I go rip it all apart. It's like, okay, I'm in bed by myself. Next to me is a young person. Okay, it's facing the opposite way from me. And that's all I can see is the color of her pattern and the fact that I believe it's a female because it has a rounded butt. I assume that's how that one works. I don't know. Can't say. Either way, it's like I'm still creepified by that. I don't get it. Like, okay, well, what kind of relationship do you have? I'm in bed. I'm like, oh, I can see my higher self going, get over this. And I got to thinking, and it finally occurred to me, okay, they're trying to tell me that this may not be a small child. The best I got. Think about it a little bit longer. The next thing I got was, well, maybe we don't have that kind of relationship because I was already in bed underneath the covers. This child was not. So it could, law of feasibility, I could be watching someone's child and there was a thunderstorm or something and they jumped into bed with me. Oh, thank you for an innocent explanation why I have this dream. Doesn't mean that's what it is. It's like, so it kind of like, oh, it's messed up. That's messed up. It was a little calmer. Okay, I can get back to bed. And the next day, something bothered me. It still bothered me. It's like, why a child? It's irritated me. Why a child? Because that offended me internally to my core. And that, I think, is what my spirit team was testing, actually. To the point where I went to work and I didn't say anything. I don't think I said anything to anybody about anything, about a dream, about nothing. I just didn't talk to people. I just didn't want nothing to do with people. Next day after that, I was going shopping. I think I went to Walmart and I think I went to Kroger, the grocery store. I went to Kroger and I caught myself looking at women in Kroger. Well, I caught myself looking at women in Walmart, trying to find a woman that looked like the butt that I seen. Okay, like maybe I'm missing something. And at Kroger, I found a couple people that looked like that rear end and body style there. And I found out that they're athletic and they're short and they're generally younger. They're in their 30s. Like, oh, as long as it's not a 12-year-old. It was like horrified. Just total horror. I go, but from a process perspective, my spirit guides got me from, no, there's no way this is happening, to, thank God it's not a 12-year-old. 30s looking better now. Now, usually the reason they do that, they want a reaction, but they want actually a slow reaction. Because if you have a fast reaction, usually mentally you may have damage. How many people find out that they do a scratch off, they win the lottery, and they keel over and die from a heart attack? It's good news, they died. It's because they weren't expecting it, just gone. So your spirit team and your higher self, they know how to MK Ultra you, I guess. That's what MK Ultra is. Also is the breaking of your mind into fragments. That's what they try not to do. Hence the reason why they do it that way. It's scary because, as I said, it is a lot of, you could say trauma, but it's also, and I just thought of it just now, it actually is a mechanism that helps you to learn how to cope with immediate issues like that. So in the future, if an immediate issue, I have a frame of reference that, hey, this is what I did, okay. So it's a lot easier to deal with that kind of, question or so. something in real life, so to speak, would happen, okay, it's a lot less traumatic. From that particular story, that timeline is gone. So I could talk about that one. What's really interesting is I actually had a dream a couple months after that, where I saw the person's face, and at that point I was completely relaxed because I had already had my anxiety, okay, and I got over it. Now, if you think about it logically, if I would have just had the picture of her with her face, I could see her face, I might have been worse traumatized. Don't know. But I also do know that a couple years later after that, it popped back in my head to, kind of recycle, to rethink about things. That whole situation, and I kind of I misread the dream. A bed is a very funny thing. Rooms in your house are very interesting things. If you have dreams with you in a kitchen, it means you're cooking. You're feeding people. Dining room, you're feeding people. Living room, you're entertaining people. Bedroom, what does that mean to you? Well, it means to me privacy, private life. I don't let anyone into my bedroom. So it's a relationship that's a little bit more intimate, not necessarily sexual, but intimate. Hence the reason I don't have dreams about me in my living room. I don't even have I have one or two dreams about me in my office, my home office. It means home work. But yeah, as I said, it's just, you never really realize that. And that's one of the things that I've actually did not realize until much later, that I misread the dream. Anyway, I go, but it doesn't actually change the dream, oddly enough. It just means that the context was slightly different. It means this person from Kentucky, I guess, who was laying in bed, or was with me, that I was supposed to be close friends with. Okay? But weren't under the covers, so therefore it means it wasn't that kind of relationship. Then you flip over and say, the second dream I had was we were supposed to have that kind of relationship later. Or possibly a different person. Might not be the same person. But as I said, that's what's funny is even I will misjudge a dream. I go, but your spirit team is there to help you and guide you through that. As I said, it seems like it's kind of I don't like the topic of that, but actually it's a little bit creepy. However, just bear in mind that sometimes you are given that same thing as tests. I've had another dream, and I've mentioned it not too many episodes ago, regarding my wife. I had a dream about a year ago, and I was just totally vehement about it. I was just, don't let her in, she's gonna ruin everyone's life, And it was like, my reaction was horrible, and the person in there was just like, no, listen to the music, raise your vibration, that kind of thing. 6 months later, I had a real, very much different dream, a picture of her right in her face, and I just said, I want nothing to do with you. It was very, very quiet, composed. So you can get those as tests also. So it's very interesting that, from my perspective, I healed that aspect because I no longer want emotion attached to it anymore. It's like I'm just tired of it. I've heard enough of it. I want nothing to do with you. That's it. There's an indifference now. It's like in my episode I did love, hate, and indifference, where my ex claims that the opposite of love is not hate but indifference. I go, no. Well, that may be the case, but I chose to be indifferent because I just don't care. Because you don't affect me, you don't affect my well-being. If you want to care, go care. I don't care. Let it affect you and ruin your life. Why are you ruining mine? And that's something that me and the Lord came to grips with. Another interesting thing about seeds and food for thought is a lot of things recently I've been getting a lot of, say, community-related problems. Garbage pickup, whatever. But it's problems that are not really mine. It's problems that could be mine in a future date, but not now. And I don't know why they're there. And the spirit team will put some in there like, here, well, think about this for a little while, and it'll throw it at you. And it'll every now and again it'll come recycle, like, okay, what about that? A good example of that was, it was about a year ago. Yeah, about a year ago. No, actually 2 years ago. I was listening to some channels messages on YouTube, and I wasn't really paying attention. I was doing writing some software, and out of the corner of my ear, I heard, and you're going to have to get a shared custody for your pet. I'm like, what? And the person repeated it. I'm like, okay. I looked at my dog like, it's just me and you, buddy. Who am I going to share with? If I get married, I'm going to share with my wife. I hope so, It's like, we're married. I don't get this. Like, oh, whatever. I had to kind of dismiss it, like, that's just crazy. About an hour later, I was walking the dog, and it hit me again. I'm like, that's the craziest thing possible. I go, wow. And immediately, I kind of got a slap on the side of the head by myself and said, why am I not thinking about this again? I go, that's a sign that it means something. It's coming back. Why is it important that I know that I'm going to have to get custody papers between someone else and my dog? Why? Why is there two parties involved here? If I'm married to somebody, they pretty much keep custody with me. And the more I thought of it, I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. Okay, then literally about 6 hours later, I was home. And at this point, it just came to hit me full force. I'm like okay, I don't get this. And then literally, bam, 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 bam. I figured the whole math out. I said, you know something? This is how it's probably going to be. And what I figured out was, only way that's going to probably happen is, I'm going to go over and have a business partner. I'm going to go work with that business partner. Possibly stay over their house, possibly not. Or possibly actually just work with them and the dog comes with me to work. The dog's a friendly dog. And the person will probably get used to them. And then at this point, when, maybe a part of it is like she wants to be a therapy dog. My dog's kind of therapeutic. She does heal people, like I do. So for the most part, it's like, okay, maybe that'll help her out, So if for some reason I'm leaving that company or I'm selling it or whatever, she would want custody. She would want some custody of the dog. And obviously, any new relationship I have would want custody of it too. Worked it all out. And logically, you can sit there and say, rats, what does that mean? I go, well, either that means I manifested it, or at least I confirmed it, which means it could be like how am I going to say this? In the spirit realm, you have actually spirit contracts where certain parties will do certain things for certain other people. This could be one of those kind of side quest kind of things of, hey, while you're there, can you do this? And basically, logically, if I figured out a way that would work, they can work that into my story. If you listen to Eucalyptus, the book of Eucalyptus that I just recorded earlier, that actually is part of it. It's about being a story. It could be. So maybe God is modifying the story a little bit, which is not a terrible thing. It just seemed to me as funny. But that was a funny thing about the dog. It does not sort of shock me at all. But a lot of times, as I said, we do get seeds of things to think about to possibly start the healing process, to possibly lessen any damage done by something that's happening. It's kind of like if you've never been cheated on in your life, but you find out someone, one of your kids cheats on somebody. So now you know someone that's been cheated on you, and then you find out, oh yeah, my husband just cheated on me. Oh, it's not nearly as bad because you know someone else that has. It could have to do with healing a lot. I don't know. I just know that there's a lot of times seeds do get put into people's places to think about things. As I said, I don't find that it's a terrible thing. I really haven't thought it over what this food for thought thing is about things coming your way to help problem solve. I don't know. Maybe that's possibly to help me build skills into resolving that problem. So I'm good at solving computer problems. Maybe I'm going to have to branch out into other problems. And that could possibly be it. So we'll see. I am sorry for the kind of graphical nature of the first dream, the first story about that dream. But it was actually a good example of this, about seeds and why they sometimes use seeds the way they do. I said, I myself have known that I get them kind of often, but I also am one to listen to my intuition a lot. And a lot of people do not. To my understanding, 90% plus don't listen to their intuition. And that's a crying shame because your spirit team has a lot to say to you. If you really should listen to them. Because if they can help guide you out of a lot of minefields. They've helped me a lot. I'd like to thank you for listening. Have a great day.